This is an emergency Ghost of 6 a.m. situation. I'm not a theist, and it's 6 a.m. Let's do this.
All right, welcome to the video. So this is very special. This is a treat. So last night, I guess Conigz was, it goes to 6 a.m. So there's a Discord. It's always linked in my video descriptions. It's not my Discord, but it's where people talk. Sometimes they talk a little smack. Sometimes they talk a little wise. Sometimes we just have fun and we just, hang out and talk about Age of Empires and other related and unrelated things. So I guess last night, Conigz has been calling out Ghost of 6 a.m. Ghost of 6 a.m., I just made a video about how they just got to 1,500 ELO. And I think they're looking really quite good. So they got challenged by Conigz. Conigz said, oh, you can pick my team, blah, 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 blah. Ghost of 6 a.m. said, no. Let's just play. We'll both go random civ, whatever. This is the story I heard. I don't, take it for what it is. And so they went ahead and they picked their own teams. Ghost of 6 a.m. is playing as the Malians, and Conigz is playing as the Aztecs. I don't know if Conigz went ahead and random into the Aztecs, because it is kind of a weird arena pick. Aztec bonuses, they get extra gold, their villagers carry more, their military trains faster, and they have Jaguar warriors as their units, right? So Jaguar warriors are like good against infantry, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm not mistook, I think that's what it is. Exceptionally strong versus infantry. There you go. Well, that clears it up. And their team bonus is that relics get more gold. So you want to get relics as them. Also, Garland Wars give your infantry more attack, which is pretty good. Obviously, Aztecs don't get cavalry, famously. So we're not going to see any cav from them, unless they get a conversion, in which case they do. Now, Ghost of 6 a.m. playing as the Malians. He likes the Malians. He's probably his favorite civ. And it definitely plays them the most. And so their bonuses, you have buildings are cheaper, villagers drop off more gold. The big one I think that's important is the barrack units have +1, +2, and +3 pierce armor in Feudal Castle and Imp. So that's pretty good. Also, Farimba is really strong. If you have cavalry with them, they have +5 attack once Farimba comes in. So really strong cavalry. Now you'll notice they do miss the final. They're not getting the final upgrade for iron casting, which gives them attack. Right, so the +4 is kind of like a +2, okay, compared to, or +5 is kind of a +3, I mean, right? And then for their infantry, they get the full armor. So that's really important, because sometimes they get these bonuses where you'll get more pierce armor, but you won't get, this is like the Frank bonus, right? You won't get bloodlines, but you'll get 20% HP. So, or 20 HP. 20% HP. You get more HP with the Franks, but you don't get bloodlines. So it's like, it's a trade-off, right? But they actually don't. So they're going to be able to get the full armor, the full pierce armor. So something to consider when you're playing a game like Arena, because Arena goes late game very often. It doesn't have to. I've watched Conigz play. He definitely can play different styles, but I've definitely seen him boom, I would say, more so than not on Arena in particular. So Ghost of 6 a.m. in the red here. And they've been working on their build orders. They've been working on their timings. They've definitely been working on their game, right? So we're gonna see how that's going as this goes. So idle TC 6 seconds and 4 seconds, both very high. Conigz is, I have their elo up here, 1781. Which I'm not sure exactly what rank that puts him at, but that's got to be top 25 or so. Not top 10 territory, but definitely top way up there, right? So very extremely solid player. Both doing some scouting. You start with the Eagle Scout for the Aztec. So the Eagle Scout's a little slower. Malians start with the normal Scout, of course. And if we look at their builds, they're both kind of doing the same thing. They both are milling their chickens. All right, we have 3 milling the chickens for Ghost of 6 a.m. We have 3 milling the chickens for Conigz here. Conigz bringing his geese in one at a time. Has 4 farms set up already. So you don't always see Dark Age farms like that. And it looks like we have a little bit of a scout battle here. And The Eagle Scout would probably win this fight if they fight, but runs back to their gate. Now this was a ranked 1v1, by the way, so even though they were calling each other out, there's so few players sometimes that you can just queue up at the same time and you'll get them. Interesting that these walls look different. These walls look terrible. Like this looks like a wall that I could have made as a 4-year-old in crafts class at my daycare or something. Like that's a good looking wall right there. And I mean, this wall does not really look like a wall that the Aztecs would make. Malians, I'm not sure what their walls look like. So Malians were from Africa, I believe. I don't know what kind of stone they use in Africa for walls. I don't think Africa's known for walls, but Aztecs are known for a lot of stonework, though. Aztecs and Mayans. They had like awesome pyramids, basically. Both of them did. All right, so we're both clicking up. On the way to Feudal Age. Ghost of 6 a.m. is going to be up slightly earlier with one less villager. And res collected, kind of surprisingly, but Conigz is actually a little bit higher, res collected. I'm not sure if that's just the farming. I mean, I think farming is actually slower than other forms. It could just be that they're on gold and... No, they're on gold. They're on... No, that's not on stone. That's on the bunny. Okay, so, well, the villagers have the +3 carry capacity, so that's got to be it. I wouldn't think it would be that big of a difference early on, but I suppose it is. I suppose it is. I think once the Malians get into having a lot on gold, the res collected will probably favor the Malians, all things being equal. But it's about almost a 10% difference in res collected in favor of Conigz here. Oh, well, also they had one more villager, so that's probably more explains it than anything. All right, so Conigz gets Bid Axe. They both really good timings on their castle age here. We have a way back market, a front barracks for Conigz, barrack market, a little more traditional, I would say, for Ghost of 6 a.m. here. And the time is going to be about the same. Horse collar coming in for Conigz. And we have a double Bid Axe coming in for Ghost of 6 a.m. And 4 on gold for Ghost of 6 a.m. So they're going to get into... Castle Age, I mean, I would say both are playing pretty much perfectly as far as getting to Castle Age goes. I don't see a single mistake. My eyes just might not be attuned to it. Having 4 on gold might be a little bit extra on gold than, depending on where you want to go, right? Because if you're going to be adding town centers, you really don't need any gold for town centers. So you just don't necessarily need that. If you're going to go army, infantry of some kind, you probably want to build your barracks. And neither one is building any military right now. So I think we're probably going to see more of a boom, at least from Conigz. It looks like Ghost of 6 a.m. is only sitting on 180 wood. And they immediately are getting bone saw. So they're actually... This is like a bit of a diversion, I would say. No, a bone saw and heavy plow both coming in for Conigz first. So really focus on the boom, it looks like, for both of them. Monastery coming up. So Aztecs definitely get, the relic bonus. Right, relics generate plus 33% gold, and monks gain 5 HP for each research monastery technology. So monks are very good for the Aztecs. But of course, monks are usually better against civs that are building knights or elephants. Generally speaking, maybe mangonels. So we have a second TC coming up for Ghost of 6 a.m. So I say that because Ghost of 6 a.m. With the Malians is probably going to go infantry. We're going to find out. We don't have any indication yet. Okay, second TC coming up right now for Conigz. So interesting, both getting their their economic upgrades before adding a second TC. Sometimes you see that the other way. I've seen real high-level players on the controller ladder. Usually, not usually, but often, will just build like 3 or 4 town centers and then get all of their second like feudal upgrades. I don't know which one's better. I have no idea. That's just the way I've seen it. And we have another TC probably going to be built over here. That's why I deleted the lumber camp. And yeah, I mean, once you research Bonesaw, I guess you don't need the lumber camp anymore. There's nothing left to research there for the Malians, at least. There's the third lumber camp tech. I don't even know. Wait, it goes bones. It goes double bit axe, then it goes heavy plow, and then isn't there a third one or no? Maybe there's only 2. If there's a third one, I never get it. I think there's only 2. There's only 2. Yeah, because it would show like a little, like you see in the top left corner here, with heavy plow. There's a third one, right? Crop rotation with after Bonesaw, there's nothing left. So good to know. All right, 3 TCs for Conigz, 3 TCs for Ghost of 6 a.m. Both just deciding to boom. Conigz going out for all the relics is huge. If Ghost of 6 a.m. had some scouts on the field, they could deny all of this. But it looks like Conigz is going to get all the relics, which is kind of a big deal here. They're going to have just a ton of, like an infinite amount of gold compared to Ghost of 6 a.m. So if this goes late, I think Conigz definitely is going to have the advantage. I mean, Conigz has the advantage because he's 200 elo higher, right? But Ghost of 6 a.m. is it's just like that last game, the 1500 game. If I made the video on it, if you haven't seen it, go watch it, check it out. And then watch the game before that too, because the game before that was like the very first one. Like, hey, I want to get to 1500. What do I got to do? And not like giving myself any credit whatsoever, but like I gave him some tips, and I think other people watched the video and gave him some tips. He was able to just like see his mistakes. Like it's just so useful to be able to see what you do wrong, because we get these blinders on when we're playing, and you just don't know sometimes that like, hey, I have idle TC time. Hey, why did I build that lumber camp, like in that area when I should have built it in that area? Or, maybe why did I put so many on this resource when I didn't need that resource? Why did I build stable and then not build anything out of the stable, right? So you just kind of makes you think a little bit about your gameplay here. And now we have a villager coming out here for Ghost of 6 a.m. It looks like they're just building watchtowers. It's really smart. You don't have to build them this close together, but I do like it. I do like the idea of the watchtowers. So this is actually their vision. So if you're gonna get castle dropped, you probably would have been castle dropped already. But you definitely want to know when someone's coming in. So I do like these towers a lot. And if we look at Conig's point of view, yeah, see, like they can get castle dropped here and not even know about it. You can put a castle right here. And the only reason they even have this vision is because they just happen to have some monks and their scout chilling over here. But we do have barracks up. Eagle warriors are being produced. So eagles are generally countered by infantry, right? Malians have good infantry, but they have good infantry because they get the extra pierce armor, and they don't necessarily have any other bonuses for infantry. So I would say eagles probably a good choice, probably a good choice overall. See how they do. The only issue is if Ghost of 6 a.m. is going full infantry, you're kind of already countered. So maybe you're going to need infantry and then, like, archers or... Well, the problem with archers is if they go infantry, they're going to have the bonus against you. I think you want to go more like siege. But let's see. Let's see what happens. But I think Conigz is just thinking that he has the better economy here. And the economy is pretty similar. Conigz is up 4 villagers right now. Res collected, Conigz is up about 2k. So I think that's where the extra villagers in the Aztec gold bonus is paying off. Curious, I don't know if we can see the exact amount of gold collected until the end. It's probably a way to do it. I just don't know how to do it. Okay, we have a little protective castle here. We have barracks going up for Ghost of 6 a.m. We're at 25 minutes game time, which I would say is an arena. If you haven't been attacked or attacked yet, that's where you want to be. You want to be ready, right? And these outposts give Ghost of 6 a.m. really, really good intel, actually. Like, that's very good intel of like, okay, I know what's coming now. So these are Eagle Warriors, 7+1 attack. They have a bonus against Cavs as well, cavalry. They have bonus against siege too. I didn't know that. Good to know. This castle's, at least for now, is going to get denied. This barracks going to get denied. I would say Ghost of 6 a.m. is in pretty trouble. Building a monastery over here. And building more barracks. I would say barracks are more important than the monastery. I'm not sure what the monastery is going to do for you exactly. Other than maybe he saw monks and he wants to get like, what's it called? The tech that goes against monks that like makes it so you don't get... I just can't think of it right now. Not heresy. Faith. You gotta have faith. And there's like 2 levels of faith too. So maybe he wants that because he saw monks and they're going against Aztecs, so if he knows the tech well enough, would know that Aztecs have good monks. Okay, but these Eagle Warriors were not able to actually do a whole lot of damage, and the castle does get finished. So, honestly, Conigz kind of dropped the ball on that a little bit. Because it definitely could have denied this castle completely. Like, there was no reason to let this castle go up. I think he was just looking around for more. And we have a forward castle from Conigz. Kind of a middle castle, trying to protect the middle here. Siege workshops for Conigz. And the siege workshop's good because, again, if you're gonna be countered by infantry, and the Malians are probably gonna make infantry. So you need something to back up back this up. We're getting ballistics in for Conigz. That might just be for the castle, or that might be for an archer play. However, there are no archery ranges, so probably not going to see any archers. And man-at-arms being built. They're going to get upgraded. Conigz with some watchtowers of his own. I like that. Outposts. Eagle Warriors are getting upgraded. And we have Capped Ram coming in for Conigz. Now, Conigz probably is assuming infantry because he saw the barracks going up, but hasn't really seen anything built yet. And we have the longsword. We have the longsword upgrade coming in right now. We have the other infantry upgrades coming in. Elite Eagle Warriors coming in for Conigz. So I'm just watching all these upgrades coming in for both of them. They're both in Imp. No fighting yet. Not a single punch thrown at 32 minutes in. And besides just this quick little raid that Conigz did. Conigz, I think, wants this to go late game. Probably thinks they have the better boom, and they do. They're up 18 villagers right now. But I like how Ghost of 6 a.m., like, just looking at his gameplay, expanded out in front of his base early, because sometimes people wait too long, they get surrounded, and it's just a problem. And all these siege workshops are here. Nothing's being built yet, so let's see what's going to happen. Garland War's coming in for the Eagles. So that gives them extra attack, right? Now, the longswords, so they have +8 shock infantry, and the Eagles are considered shock infantry. So they have a bonus against the Eagles here. So, and these are two-handed swordsmen, and Malians do get champion, right? Where is infantry? Yeah, they get champion too, so that could be coming in. Conscription coming in as well if it goes to 6 a.m. And Conigz is getting the final armor upgrade right now for these evil warriors. Let's just see how this fight goes. Treb's out for Ghost of 6 a.m. And you can just see how bad that went for Conigz. And then the monks are here. They're going to get some conversions. There's only like 4 monks. So Conigz needs to do something to counter these two-headed swordsmen. That should be coming into champion. Now they're champion. So 14 attack. They still have the +8. They have 5 plus 5 armor. And Conigz doesn't really have an answer for any of this right now. He's getting a defensive castle up here. There's nothing coming out of the siege workshops. No... Okay, archer ranges are coming up now. So this is a kind of a problem for Conigz. So archer ranges are coming up, but these have 6 pierce armor, right? So your archers maybe are going to do like 1 or 2 damage per hit. And he's making crossbow now. He still has to get the arbalest upgrade if he even wants to do anything. And Conigz caught a little off guard here. Conigz is caught a little off guard. I mean, champions are gonna destroy these buildings super fast. Forward castle coming in. Dude, Ghost of 6 a.m. is balling right now. Champions are destroying these archers before they're even built, essentially. They're killing all these archery ranges before these archery ranges have even been able to build anything. They are upgraded to arbalest now. We have Bracer coming in. So they're going to be fully upgraded archers. So basically, Conigz is going to have fully upgraded archers and fully upgraded Eagle Warriors. And arbalists are back here. Do the Aztecs, do they get... Yeah, so they don't get Hand Cannoneer. I didn't think so. Hand Cannoneer would be the much better unit. Because they have a higher attack and a longer range. But that's a lot of Arbalests, though. You get enough Arbalests, they kill everything. It doesn't matter what the Pierce Armor is. And it's just full Arbalest army right now. And we have Siege Ram being researched here. I would think maybe like Mangonels would be a better... And I think he needs to die for these Arbalests here. Conigz has to really pay attention to these Arbalests at all times. And I think once these Trebs can push in... Yeah, I mean, even with the Pierce Armor, like these champions will go down. Just Conigz has to micro a lot. Where Ghost of 6 a.m. can kind of just run in and tank. Ghost of 6 a.m. he's still staying with just champions, no other unit yet. And that's the right move, to be honest. I mean, you haven't had your champions go down yet. They are fully upgraded. They are Malians. Siege Engineers coming in for Conigz. Conigz is building Scorpions and Siege Rams, it looks like. The Siege Rams, I don't like that at all. Siege Rams will just go down to the champions very quickly. Scorpions could be a good play. Do they get Heavy Aztecs? They do not get Heavy Scorpions. And I mean, Conigz, I think he can handle these champions, but what's he going to do about these Trebs? Because he's not going to be able to get in close to the Trebs with the Arbalests. And look at these barracks forward for Ghost of 6 a.m. How many barracks are on this map? 24 barracks that I can see in the middle here. And it looks like Ghost is just trying to get through this gate and run in with their champions. If they can get through this gate, I mean, these trebuchets can kind of go down. These champions can just run in and take out the economy. Okay, but now we have some scorpions in the mix though. 8 scorpions and 37 more on the way. So is Ghost of 6 a.m. gonna switch? They're getting the final gold shaft mining. Is Ghost of 6 a.m. gonna switch, or is Ghost of 6 a.m. just gonna stay on champion? That's they're only set up for infantry. Like they have nothing set up besides infantry. And forward castle for Ghost. And siege rams coming in. The scorpions will go down to the castle fire, and the champions are dealing with the siege rams. And these champions are, like, they're so tanky against these arbalests. Like, arbalests usually kill everything in, like, one shot. But, like, you can see, like, here, like, this guy's getting hit by shot after shot after shot, and he's still just running. And, yeah, these champions take out this town center in, like, 3 hits. Like, this town center, as soon as these guys just start actually hitting it, you can actually, like, I've seen PC players, at least, like, go under the town center and attack from underneath it, as opposed to, like, attacking from around it. I'm not sure how you do that, but I've seen it done. And these arbalests are moving forward. They can't do anything. I mean, there's just no space to expand. Conigz taking this gold way up here, which is kind of interesting. Dude, Conigz is cooked. Down 40 villagers right now. Entire base is going down. Nothing to stop these champions. And, I mean, Ghost of 6 a.m. has to just be like, yeah. He's putting a town center over here. Conigz is. I mean, if Conigz gets enough mass here, it's kind of like they can't fight each other, right? You know, Ghost of 6 a.m. can't fight just because he's out of position, mostly. And then Conigz can't fight because these champions, like, if they get in close to these arbalests, they take out everything. But that's a lot of scorpions. Siege ram. The siege ram will go down very quick to these champions, though. Like, siege ram are incredibly tanky. But they just don't have the melee armor. So yeah, against champion, siege ram doesn't stand a chance. But Conigz has to just catch him off guard, essentially. And I mean, Ghost of 6 a.m. was playing amazing. They're totally pop capped, so they're just continually making champions. They have 114 champions in queue. And the only issue they're going to have is if they run out of gold. Because I don't think that they were able to get any relics. Yeah, Ghost of 6 a.m. has no relics, so Conigz's only chance, I would say, I wouldn't say only chance, but I mean, they are down, 45, 50 villagers right now. Their best chance is to hope that Ghost of 6 a.m. runs out of gold and then can't make a decision, or can't, like, make a switch. But there is gold right here for Ghost of 6 a.m. He just has to go take it. He only has 9 on gold. Conigz is making a fight back, though. Conigz rebuilding their TC and their base. They have, I don't know who's fighting over here. Oh, no. This is Ghost of 6 a.m. in Konigz's base. So Ghost of 6 a.m. took... I love doing this on any map, but on Arena, it's awesome. Like, take out their base and then just build new town centers in there. Just squeeze them. Like, look where Conigz has to build their farms here. They have to rely on their military, always be in there. But what do you do about these scorpions, though? And what do you do about these siege rams? All right, let's see. Let's see. Ghost of 6 a.m. is pop capped, though. Where are all of these champions? They're all back here. 63 champions over here. But there's 86 on the field, so there's actually even more somewhere else. But yeah, you got it. I don't know. Ghost of 6 a.m. down to 105 villagers, only up 20 villagers, but they're building. Konigz at 180 pop. Ghost of 6 a.m. is at 200 pop constantly. All right, this is the moment here. Let's see. If all these siege rams go down, and it looks like they're going to go down. The Scorpions are doing pretty well against them, actually. But I think that if the production can stay up for Ghost of 6 a.m., what does he do when his gold runs out, if it runs out? There's still 6,000 gold on the map, so it should be okay. And the Scorpion just got taken out, too. Not having heavy Scorpion is rough for Conigz here. Like, Scorpion is the right play, I would say. I don't know if these siege rams are the right play. Like, the siege rams just buy you time, essentially. And now Ghost of 6am can push back these buildings here, going for this town center. And we have some light cav out for Ghost. I don't know if he got Farimba. I assume he did. I guess I can look at one of the light cav. 7. No, they didn't get it. It's only 7 plus 2. And Conigz has just this is his army right here. Just a handful of Arbalest and a handful of Scorpions right now. Compared to this army for Ghost of 6 a.m. I would like to see Farimba come in. But I think it's an expensive tech, though. Yeah, 650 and 400 for Farimba. I mean, you can afford it. But like at this point, I would be worried about the gold running out. This is your last gold pile. And I think if your gold runs out, you're in trouble because you have no relics, right? He's Aztec, so he has 5 relics and plus 33% generation. Like, you can look at Konig's gold is just going up and up and up and up and up. And Scorpions are doing work here. I don't think this is over just because of the gold situation. Once this gold runs out, you're talking about 1,800 gold. 800 gold goes pretty fast. Ghost is sitting on 1,700 gold here. I played a game last night that went an hour and a half, and we ran out of gold, and it was just like... after an hour, my eyes were killing me. Like, I couldn't continue. I couldn't, like, just keep up the focus any longer. Now, we have Light Cav here. Malians, they must get... Do they get Hussars or no? They do not. So that actually hurts. Late game, that really, really hurts. His castle goes up. And that castle goes down. That castle lasted about 30 seconds, I would say. Not even. That like also lasted honestly like 10 seconds. Like that thing was dead before it even got like 5 arrows out. I mean, if you're Conigz here, like you're down to 40 villagers. At this point, I think there's no coming back, just because Ghost's economy has not been touched. And Ghost, I mean, he was down to like 100 vills, got it back up to 115, still has some in queue. He's spending his resources on these barracks here. Has the gold in the bank. Let's see what this gold is down to. 400 gold left on that gold mine. Aztecs, I think, have good skirmishers for trash units. I'm sure they have like decent pikes. But if this becomes a trash war, I think with Farimba, I still give the advantage to Ghost. Conigz still fighting though. I mean, this ball of Arbalest, like Arbalest balls can kill most things, you know? And the Scorpion little backline there. Conigz still producing Scorpion, still producing Vills. Only has, I think, how many town centers? Just 2. Or 1, 2, 3 town centers. They're all in the same exact spot, though. So once those go down, yeah, I mean, Conigz, he's pushed into this corner right here, and this town center is going to go down. Yeah, I mean, these Malian champions are no joke. Like, Arbalests usually kill everything. Doesn't matter, but these champions are just so high. And that's the GG. Congratulations, Ghost of 6 a.m. Really impressive. Really, really, really impressive. So, as we look at these military numbers, so Conigz said in the Discord that he was like trolling a little bit. He wasn't really playing. After watching this game, he was playing. You know, the only trolly thing was like all those like here's what I think happened, right? I don't think he trolled at all. I think he underestimated what Ghost of 6 a.m. can do. Underestimated that Ghost would have a boom, you know, equal to his, and just underestimated his ability there. I would say Aztec's not the best matchup against the Malians there for sure, because they have shock infantry, and the Aztec and the Malians have, like, you know, one of the best infantry in the game that have bonus against shock infantry. But that's on Conigz for not recognizing that. Like, that's on him, you know? Like, he should have thought of something different, right? Yeah, maybe his options are kind of limited, but yeah, I mean, that was a legit game for sure, in my humble opinion. And Ghost of 6 a.m. showed what he's capable of. I mean, this base setup, this expansion, the constant spam. I like Ghost. I like how, like, you're set up here to just spam light cav at this point, because you know you're running out of gold. Like, your game recognition is really on point. Every game I've watched the last week or so, your game recognition is like super, super on point. I mean, a couple, you know, tiny mistakes, like letting Conigz get every single relic is a mistake. But if let's say you built scouts, that's going to hurt your boom, and your boom is what, you know, was able to keep you in this game. So, yeah, but great recognition. I think you knew exactly what you had to do, and I think you were ready. Even if you ran out of gold, I think you were ready to go to the next phase, because Farimba can be really powerful for the Malians as well. GG's. I'm going to try to get this game out as soon as possible so that the people can enjoy. If you watched it this far, make sure you subscribe, okay? Peace out, people. See ya.